Well, Ryland, what's the transition been like for you coming over from one Bulldog to another?
Man, it's been awesome. My wife and I talk about it all the time, but the people here are unbelievable. Made it super special for us, super comfortable immediately. Guys like Will and Spivey and those guys have been great to me already, and so getting to connect with them and really just get integrated in this community has been awesome.
I mean, you're such a big part of this offense transitioning too, because you're a guy that's played tight end in the SEC for the last 4 years. I mean, I know that you're the new guy, but are you and Jaquarius especially kind of the guys that are leading the way on, what's expected out of that position?
Yeah, I think, me and Spivey both want to establish a tight end room here for forever for this program, and I think the best thing that we think about in that tight end room is, none of us, we're leading, of course, but we're all learning together. So we're all on the same playing field. No one's playing behind anybody. We're all learning and growing together. So.
You talked about, wanting to create that culture in the tight end room. Why was that so important to you, in terms of making a decision to come here?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, coming from a tight end room that's very well established and has a lot of dudes, that's helped create a great culture at Georgia. I think I've realized that, creating rooms like that and the toughness like that, rooms like the D-line room here and running back room and many other rooms in this program are already like creating a program like those position groups is key and vital to this team.
When you heard that Kevin Barbay was taking over as offensive coordinator, I mean, how did you light up on that thinking this is a guy that uses my position?
Yeah, it's a great question. App State got to play on Thursday nights a lot last year, and so a lot of us, me and my buddies would sit back and watch our games, scoring 40, 50, 60 points, and it was like, holy cow, and then to know that he's our OC here has been really cool, and he brings a fun style to the game that it makes it really enjoyable to play in.
You weren't here in the spring, obviously, to kind of see the growth of the offense, but just on the outside looking in, when you get a chance to watch film and stuff, I mean, how much have you seen the group grow so far in fall camp?
I think a ton. Anytime you implement a new offense, it's difficult to learn, especially coming from the air raid to Coach Barbay's. But the biggest thing for this group has been the love to learning. Like, everybody is so bought in, and if you're intentional about the learning, which these guys have been, you can see the growth, and the growth has been really big.
How much has the podcast helped you learn, about some of your teammates?
That's a great question. That's okay. So I didn't think about that at Georgia when I was doing it at Georgia, about how much I would really learn digging into some of my teammates and be able to connect more about it. And coming here, it's been the same thing. It's been unexpected to learn so many things about different guys and be able to connect on different levels with them.
How was Jaden the guy that ended up in the seat next to you?
That's a great question. So when I came on my visit here, I was just hanging with guys, and it was Will, Jaden, Isaac Smith, just some of the guys, and Jaden was just had me laughing off my butt, dude. And so one night we were, having a drink, and I was like, "Hey man, what do you think about doing a podcast with me?" And he was like, "Absolutely." And we got it going.
You mentioned it's a little different here. Obviously Georgia's Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's the strength of Mississippi State?
Absolutely.
Like, if you were to sell Mississippi State to a recruit someday, how would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to sell. This place, I mean, shows itself. That's why it was so easy to come here. But Coach Barbay, Coach Schmidt, Coach Arnett, they're establishing a culture of toughness, and that's what it takes to win. Like he said at media days, bring your lunchbox and your hard hat, because that's what it's going to take. I think this is a program that wants to win and is going to keep winning because of the guys in that locker room. That's my biggest selling point, is the people in that locker room make it a lot of fun every single day. Plus, facilities like this are pretty damn cool.
Dealt with some injuries in your career. I mean, how do you feel at camp so far? I mean, obviously, yeah. It's like somebody said the other day, after that first practice, you're going to be banged up the rest of the year. But I mean, how are you feeling, all things considered?
I feel great. Yeah, it's been an interesting 4 years for me, but this has been my first camp where I've gotten through and been healthy. So this is honestly a big learning month for me, just getting in the groove of going. But I feel great. The strength staff and the training staff are unbelievable here, and so they've helped me do that.
And obviously, you were here last year when Georgia came in, so you're somewhat familiar with the cowbell. So it's going to be a little different. There's going to be a lot more Mississippi State fans when you come this time. But what's that going to be like? I mean, when you go out there and one of college football's greatest traditions is at your back.
It's going to be a lot different than it was running out when it was against you, that's for sure. You were out there, it was cold last year, and you're ringing, you're like, what is going on? And now, man, that is the identity of this place, and so I can't wait to be a part of it. And my parents already have cowbells, and we got 30 wedding gifts at cowbells, so we're excited.
How exciting is it to have Xavier on your team this time?
Dude, freak. He is a freak. I see him out there, and I'm like, I'm glad I'm playing with this guy. All right, guys. Yeah,